All right, so today, let's talk a little bit about how we're going to end this semester and what we're going to do for next semester, okay? So if you take a look at our Schoology page here, what we have is 1 week left until winter break, okay? In that week, we are going to have a semester exam. I use that term very lightly, okay? It is not going to be a big, long test. It has to fit in a class period, so it'll be like any other test you've had. The main reason why we're doing this semester exam is to make you think about everything one more time. You got to think about thermochem one more time. You got to think about matter one more time. That's a really good way to always end a semester. So the exam is just a formality. If you do the review packet, I'll let you use the review packet on the exam. And again, you're just getting credit for going through everything one more time. Okay, so we're going to have 3 days. You guys have this first semester exam review packet. You should have that in front of you. I just gave it to you. Those of you in cohort, what was it last week? A, it should have been dropped off to you. So if you do not have one of these packets that you're looking at, it looks like this. If you do not physically have this packet in your hand, you need to tell me. Okay, perfect. So notice we're going to have 3 days of review, and there are 3 pages. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're doing at least a page a day. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Couple things very quickly about the review and all that kind of good stuff. Number 1, sometimes after a semester exam, people are like, well, let me just throw everything away because I don't need it anymore. Well, you're still in chemistry, and as long as you're in chemistry, you will never get rid of this periodic table. So if you do not have your periodic table, I can accommodate that and get you a new one. But you want to keep this review page. You want to keep this periodic table. This is what we were doing the first unit back. Okay. And speaking of that, if you would take a look at the packet that I just put out on your paper or on your desk, or if you also have this dropped off at home, the thicker of the 2 packets where it says Atomic Structure Review Worksheet, this is the packet that we will start with in January. I don't know where we're going to be, how we're going to be. I know none of that stuff. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get you this packet now. So come January 5, you need your periodic table and this packet. Okay? So this is just to have just for next semester. So you do not have to do any of this. So take that bad boy and put it off safely to the side. Okay? Awesome. The other thing is, and this is for next semester, I found out that they changed their settings in Google Meets. So it does not expire every 90 days. So for the next semester and the rest of the time, we're going to meet Bay Chem. That's it. To get into the Google Meet, just my name and our class. So Bay Chem, it will be how you will log in, no matter how we are on the 5th of January, Bay Chem. Okay, and I'll send out a notification to remind you that. Last thing I want to go over is that we are going to have lecture questions this week because I wanted to make it a little bit easier for you guys. Last period had a question on full atomic symbol. Okay, so the lecture questions for this week, today and tomorrow, are simply questions off of the review sheet. So if you do page 1 today and you go into your lecture questions, there are a couple questions off of page 1. Tomorrow has a couple questions off of page 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the lecture questions are just questions right off of here. So it helps you to go ahead and do your review packet. Last thing, I do have the answer key up in here for you guys to make sure you can always check yourself. So we're all the way down to the last week 17. Monday, I expect you just to get through the first 2 pages. So here's the answer key for the first 2 pages. Okay, so the main objective for today is that we are going to get the first page front and back done of the semester exam review. And I'm going to make sure those of you at home, I'm going to make sure you got your packet delivered, all that kind of good stuff. So for the next 3 days, now we do, people in class, we do have a lab on Friday that we want to make sure we get to. There is 2 parts to it. But if we can get to Friday, people. Okay. The Flame Test Lab Part 2 for you guys physically in class, that there is credit. I am putting in the grade for this lab on Friday, and you can earn extra credit on that lab on Friday as well. So if we can get Part 1 done sometime this week, but the main thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on getting this review packet. You have 3 days to do it, and your exam is on Thursday. I will know more about the exact setup of the exam tomorrow as we are going to finalize it tonight. Okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to now stop my hammering. I want to check the people at home, make sure they're feeling good. And then I'm going to come around and check with you guys. But what you guys are doing is you're thinking all the way back to, can you read a graph? First part here. And I broke it down into the sections. So you will see you have a unit, intro to chemistry is the first section. Then it goes into matter. So you want to get out your matter packet. You'll find all the information in matter packet for the matter unit. Then you go on and so forth. Thermochem. Thermochem starts tomorrow. And then your atomic structure. So we had 4 units. You should have 4 packets. There are 4 sections on here. Okay, God bless you. Are there any questions so far? All we're doing today is we are reviewing to make sure you're ready for a semester exam, term used lightly, on Thursday. Does anybody need a periodic table? Periodic table, gotcha. Okay. All right, so I'm going to come around, bother you guys, see how you're doing, put the music on quietly, and hopefully we'll go from there.